Okay, I think this is live. We are live. Yes, let's do this. Let's get everything set up. Get some music. Oh, don't tell me it's gonna do the thing where it doesn't work again. It's doing the thing where it doesn't work again. Let's try that again. Epidemic sound, saved music, and we're going to go to. Was it Bop? Yeah, let's start with Bop today. There we go. Oh man. Hey, Fluid. Sorry it took me a little longer. I am very tired, and it took me convincing myself that I was going to still do the stream. But we are here. You know it's late, so D-E-W, do. Yes, let me grab that do. Oh, man. Okay. I am going to, against what some may consider better judgment, my goal is to not stop animating until we are done. We're not going to edit the video tonight, but the goal is to finish this animation. Also, hashtag sponsored, not sponsored. Hashtag if anyone's watching that would like to give me money, I am open to this arrangement. Thank you for joining me tonight, Fluid. I know it is late. Please don't make yourself sick staying up, because that might be what I do. Now, I don't think I'll get sick, but I am gonna be tired tomorrow. Okay. Is the music a good volume? How many shots are left? There are 5, but only like 2 actual locations, which is why I feel like it actually is possible for me to do this tonight. Okay, so we're gonna pause the music. We're gonna analyze the footage. Well, the plan. So, we're doing shot 9. Shepherd sets table for sheep with wild animals watching. I've actually got the wild animals at the table. So we've got...
Thou preparest a table before me, in the presence of mine enemies.
So what I'm probably going to do for preparest table, I don't know... It's kind of hard to have the shepherd reach around the sheep, so I think it's more going to be the shepherd gesturing to the food, like, hey, you can eat, it is safe. And then what we're going to do, so we're going to have, and the shepherd also, this light is giving me trouble. Maybe if I just duct tape that wire down. Let's see. You have nothing better to do, dude, you what's crazy. I may be crazy, but I really want to finish this animation. I really want to finish this animation. I want to be done. Okay, let's see. So I've already got the anointing oil. So I'm thinking for the shot, there's a few things we can do. We can have the shepherd walk into position to anoint him, which I feel like might work better. Yeah, let's do it that way. We'll have him walk into position to anoint him. Okay, let's see. Do I actually have enough room for the shepherd to walk behind him? Not really, but we'll make it work. Or maybe, instead of having him walk, we can just have him lift the oil. Let's see, how long is this shot? Let's have a look first.
Thou preparest a table before me, in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. Thou preparest a table before me, in the presence of mine enemies.
Okay, so for that preparest the table before me,
Thou preparest a table before me.
we'll have him gesture at the end of, where are we at preparest?
Table before me, in the presence of my... Thou preparest...
About, yeah. So while he's saying preparest, which is funny saying that out loud when you're not reading King James, when you're not used to like speaking that in everyday language, but that's how it's written. Okay, so about a second in.
Thou preparest a table before me.
Okay. Let's see.
Thou preparest a table before...
Then we'll have After that, we'll have...
Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies.
I think maybe we'll have the sheep turn on me.
Before me.
There we go. That just makes it a little bit longer.
Me. In the presence of mine enemies.
Okay, so then that's when after he turns, he'll probably, I guess, kind of eat the food that's on the table. Although before I accidentally bump the food that's on the table, I'm totally going to put some sticky tack underneath that. Oh, wow. I missed some comments. Go play outside. Welcome to the stream. Man, I didn't... I was half expecting no one to be up at this hour, but I will take it. Thank you so much, guys. I am so glad to have you here. Let's see. I meant to say, dude, you know it's crazy. Gotcha. That makes more sense. Should I make a Lego Zubat Pokemon card stand? Yes, you definitely should. I really like Zubat. He's one of my favorites. A friend in your class said he went and watched David at your Sight and Sound. Like, what a small world. It is a small world. I agree. Let's see. Geodude would be a good one. You're always up late. You're practically a bat. I feel you there. I'm usually up late, but I also had a late work shift, so I'm like, part of me just wants to go to bed, but I really, 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 really want to finish this animation. Okay, so how's that looking for a cut run of feather? I think sideways that doesn't look as good. So we're going to rotate this and see how that looks. Does that look better? It doesn't look awful. I mean, there's only so much you can do for animating a liquid with 2 studs. Fluid, you stay up until like 1. It's almost 1 o'clock now. So, oh, you're in a different time zone than I am. Yeah, it's already 12:56 for me. Okay. Now we're going to put the shepherd in. And I'm thinking we'll actually have the oil just be in the next shot and not worry about having him already holding it. Okay. And what I might do is have the shepherd standing behind him kind of protectively. Like so. Okay, no, he needs to be facing more this way. Let's see how that looks. Maybe on this side, have the sheep like this, because he's wanting to... It's funny, the sheep is very obviously not touching the ground. He's up a little bit, but that's the best way to make it look like he's at a table. And then we're also going to put sticky tack underneath the leaves on the plate. And I think we might adjust the lighting ever so slightly. Let me see here. Trying to reach it. Wait a minute. Okay, that is where the glare is coming from. About to that level, I think? Yeah. Although, actually, wait a minute. I do need to go a little high on the lighting because my preset does have a lot of contrast. So that might actually work better that way. Now to add sticky tack on the leaves. And then when he eats it, how will it look when he munches? He won't be completely touching the leaves, but the only other way to make him like actually hit the leaves when he eats is to make it so that the plate's as tall as he is, and that would not look as good. Okay. There we go. And we want the focus to be pretty close to having them both in perfect focus. There we go. I think I like it like that. There we go. Fluid, he is gonna get bumped, you're calling it. Wait, who's gonna get bumped? Also, we can put the music back up again once we add the frames back up. Okay, so we've got a minute and two, maybe not a minute, a second and 2 frames, which is 26 for the first minute, which is when Jesus, the shepherd, nods at the sheep. So we'll probably actually have David the sheep like looking at the lion. He turns to the shepherd, who then nods his head at that point. And then once we're at 51 frames, the sheep will turn, pay more attention to his food, and then after that, like the other animals at the table will make some noise, but they're not gonna be moving the whole time, because I feel like that'd be kind of distracting. Okay, and the total shot is going to be 5 times 24 plus 14. I need to pull up a calculator. Where's my calculator? There we go. 5 times 24, which is 120, plus 14. So we're looking at a shot that's 134 frames. And the cool thing is, this shot that's long right here is actually a really easy shot. So this is probably gonna be, let me see. Yeah, this is the longest shot we'll animate tonight that's actually a movement shot, because this one's gonna be pretty still. So we might actually be starting with the more difficult one first, which would be nice, because then that means after this it's easier. Okay. I believe it looks good. I think I like it. Let's see. We're gonna have the lion's head start down. Is the bat in a good place? Yeah, I think I like it. So what we're gonna do, have at the beginning, he's looking at. Actually, maybe I might actually have him look at both sides of the animals. I think that might actually look better. So we might be a little lackadaisical with the original timing method, but I feel like that'll actually make it better. First, let's make sure that our camera is nice and stable. So let's shoot 24 practice frames. Oh wait, why is it? No, why are you playing sound? I muted this. No, oh, it's gonna play a sound every time it takes a photo. Okay. Let's see. Go play outside. For Geodude, I was thinking of using a gray Lego head, some Lego gun pieces for his arms. You also made your own specific technique to equip the Pokemon to the card so it stays off and doesn't fall. Floyd, you do have band tomorrow though. It's at 7:30. Please don't stay up so late that you do bad at band practice. I'd feel really guilty. Okay, let's see how this looks. Okay, looks like we're good on movement. So, let's begin. Okay. Oops. I just dropped the oil. There we go. Okay. Well, it's the first band, so it's just going to be getting your instrument. I still don't want you to be dead tired the whole time. That'd make me feel bad. Okay. So, it's going to start off. David the sheep is looking this way. I'm going to angle my screen a little bit. We're going to have the snake is going to turn to meet him. Is that too much movement? Nah, that's a good amount of movement. Plus, it's a snake. Snakes move weirdly. I know there are technically pieces that look more like snakes, but this one actually has a stud connection, so we're using this one. There we go. So the snake turns, and then he's going to hold still for a few frames while he hisses. Then we're going to move him just once more after this frame, just ever so slightly. I like that. Then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then David's going to turn quickly. Well, reasonably quickly compared to some movements. Let's see. Fluid, you're going to be playing the saxophone alto. That would be pretty cool. Go play outside. If I had a superpower, it would be pyrokinesis, fire, and wings. I'd just be a human version of a phoenix. That'd be pretty cool. If I could have a superpower, I'd want telekinesis, the ability to move objects with my mind, or teleportation. Either one's good. Okay, and then once he turns completely, let's see how it's looking. Then what we're gonna do is, as he's turning, the lion's gonna lift its head and let out a roar. Oh, that's probably gonna be more of a growl, not like a giant roar. Have him, let's see, how does the lion's head movement look? Yeah, so lifts it up. He'll probably start to go like growl a little bit. We're gonna have the bat move last, just because I really want to add like the weird squeaky noises the bat makes. I know we could have put like a scorpion or maybe some other animal that could realistically actually eat a sheep, but I don't know, having a bat there just seemed like a fun idea. I feel like sheep wouldn't like bats. Let's see, Guplet said, I'd have a fire staff that I can summon with my mind. That'd be pretty cool. What is the definition of a lost soul in Scripture? That is a good question. So you're not necessarily going to find the word always written as lost soul, but in most Christian circles, if someone refers to a soul as lost, that means that the person hasn't accepted Jesus Christ as their savior. So a good way that I like heard it explained is, so in the Bible there's this book called the Lamb's Book of Life. Now it's not a book that you read, it's a book that exists, that Jesus has in heaven, or like where the judgment seat is, which I don't really know if that's like physically in heaven or like at the door. That part I'm unclear on. But essentially is, for those who have accepted Christ as their savior, their name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life. There's also, it refers to names being blotted out of the Book of Life, so sometimes it's like people's names are in it until they. It depends because Moses also refers to a different book. But in the Lamb's Book of Life, it's specifically if the names are written there, they've accepted Christ as Savior. And I apologize if I'm sounding a little confusing. But yeah, so a lost soul is typically someone who has not accepted Christ as their Savior, is what most of the times that would be defined at. I apologize that I'm tired and probably not explaining it in the best wording possible. I also just noticed that the camera moves ever so slightly at the beginning of the shot. But it's not a looping shot, so I'm not going to worry about it. Let's see. And then, now that the roar is probably finished and he puts his head down a little bit, we're going to have the bat's going to kind of just wiggle back and forth. Because I'm not going to have him, like, fly around. Because it's hard enough making creatures with legs that don't move around. I don't even know what I would do for a bat. Like, flying. Okay, and then we're going to have him move ever so slightly. And the bat's just going to kind of shimmy a little bit. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, I think that's going to look good for the bat. And we'll have him just shimmy back and forth. I'm thinking 3 frames for each side that he moves. Yeah, this is definitely not how I originally storyboarded the shot, but I feel like this is going to actually look better. And it will also mean that there's less awkward not movement at the end, with David the sheep just staring at his food. Yeah, I like this. I think having the bat kind of shimmy, especially once I add the sound. A lot of animation looks awful until you add the sound effects and music. And also, like, the editing I've been doing while streaming, that's just been basic editing to see how the shot itself looks on a rough edit. A lot of these shots are going to get touched up a little bit more. Like the green screen on a lot of the shots, I'm probably going to switch out the skies on most of them to make it so that the sky is actually moving. But that's still something I'm considering. I haven't, like, definitively decided to do that yet. So we'll see what happens on that front. Okay. Let's see, Fluid. You thought about this superhero while bored in class. It's a guy in a trench coat, top hat, and the entire inside of his coat is lined with these frogs. I like frogs, and they're just all gadget frogs. That's a cool idea. Go play inside. I heard from my mom that heaven was like a golden city where everything was alive, and there's butterflies and angels singing. I honestly think of that as heaven in my mind, like a visual of it. But yeah, so it's the funny thing is that the Bible doesn't describe heaven in like that much detail. It describes parts of it. But really all that's like off the top of my head, aside from like measurements, because the Bible does give measurements of a heaven, but it could be a section of heaven. But essentially, we know that the streets are made of gold. But it also refers to the gold being so clear that you can like see through it. But I don't know to what extent, if that means it's like partially transparent. It refers to a tree that has different fruits in each season. So we really don't know the specifics, and it's kind of the exciting part, is that we don't. Like, we know it's good and that it's perfect and that the Lord himself will be there. And that the best part of all is that we can't earn it and that he's given it to us as a gift for those who accept him. And that's just really exciting. And I think we'll just have him, the bat, just turn to face David now. I don't know why, but it's lagging a lot today whenever the snake turns. I don't know why. It's kind of weird to me. And 3 and 4. So we're going to have David the sheep turn to kind of look at the shepherd, who's going to give him a nod, and then he's going to go back to his food because he knows he's safe with the shepherd right there. I think this is... no, not think. I know. This is the first video I've done where more animals appear than minifigs. I'm like 99% sure of that. Okay. Because in this we've had... the wolf appears twice, so I'm only counting him as one. But then David the sheep is the main character, minus the shepherd. That kind of... David the sheep is the narrator, technically. We've had a scorpion, we've had a spider, a snake, a bat, and a lion. So there have been lots of animals in this one. Okay, is that ending movement too sudden for the sheep at the end? No, I like that. So then 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I want it to be kind of more of a slight nod, as in like ever so slightly the shepherd will just kind of nod. Then he's just gonna ever so slightly come back up from the nod. Was that too much movement? Ah, the cape got stuck. There we go. Although that is too much movement. Okay, what happened? He just kind of turned. That's not what we want. Yep, there we go. That'll work. Oh wait, he went forward instead. That's not what we want. Yeah, we need him to... he's going back up from the nudge, so he should be leaning back. Yep, there we go. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ten. He nods. That nod's a little bit faster than I meant it to be, but I think that's okay. Let me play that again. I think if we go any slower, David the sheep won't get to his food for very long, and I think that'll work best this way. Let's see, go play outside. Anyways, gotta go. See ya, Chris and Fluid. Have a good one, go play outside. Sorry I didn't see you for a bit. Let's see. Hey, Andrew's Journeys, welcome to the stream. I did not see you join in. Good to see ya. Let's see. Yeah, Fluid, that's a fun idea for a superhero character. I like it. Okay, and now gonna have David turn to the sheep. David not turn to the sheep, he is the sheep. gonna have David turn to the food, is what I was trying to say. There we go. And did I have him turn too slow back to the food? I did. That is way too slow of a turn. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna delete like a couple frames of that. Okay. Delete that one. Delete that one. Let's see how that looks. There we go. That's better. And then he's gonna lean forward a little bit. And he can eat the food now if he'll lean forward enough. Yep. Let's see, how many more frames did I need for this shot? We need 30? Oh, man. Let's see. I'll probably just have him rock back and forth every, like, couple frames. Fluid, you're gonna go to the kitchen and get some chocolate milk, but you gotta be quiet. Okay, good luck. Okay, and then he's gonna lean forward again. Hold that for a little bit. Let's see how it looks so far. Yep. Looks like he's eating the food. I'll lean him back. Oops, that was way too far. Even that's a little bit too far. Let's see, how does that look? Yeah, that's better. Then we'll have him hold this for a little bit. Oh, you had a sensor light that went off? Hopefully you don't wake up the family. And then we're gonna have him lean forward again for one last bite of his nice meal. I considered giving him like a loaf and a fish to kind of show like what Jesus feeds people later, but I feel like that was changing it too much, because the whole point of this is that it's following a sheep, and we already have a sheep eating at a dining table, but that's okay. Okay, I believe it was 134 frames. We have 134 frames, so this shot is done. So now we can export it. Yes, yes, yes. Export movie. And same location as before. Ugh. I am so tired. But I can sleep when this video is done animating. I can edit tomorrow, but I really don't want to animate tomorrow on this. I want to have this project done so I can have it out Sunday, and then I can work on the 5K special and hopefully have that out Friday. If we do that, we'll have 2 long-form videos back to back, pretty much. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, this looks good. I like it. That shall work nicely. So let's pause the music, bring up Filmora. We can delete our markers because we didn't use them at all, but that is okay. Okay, project media, video, import media. And that's trying to import files from the pirate stop motion, not stop motion, treasure map series, which I am having a lot of fun doing, by the way. That's probably the most fun I've had with like a build series. I'm really liking building micro scale pirate stuff. It is a lot of fun. And yes, this is the correct place. Why is it not letting me open it? Did I do something wrong? Oh no, I'm selecting a file, that's why. There we go. Let's see. Yep, it fits perfectly. Does the color scheme template work for this? We might have to tone down the yellow, I think. So let's go to basic. Turn the temperature ever so... Yeah, we just have to bump the temperature. Let's try 40 maybe. No, negative 40. Otherwise it'd be very yellow. Yeah, there we go. I like that. And let's see how it looks.
Sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil.
Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Thou anointest my head with oil. We are up to the next shot. A close-up of shot 9 as shepherd pours oil on the sheep. Originally, I was going to use, like, studs for the oil, but the studs are, like, the size of his head, of the sheep's head. So I'm thinking that I'm just going to have him, like, pretend to pour out of the vial of oil, because otherwise I think it will just look like he's, like, waterboarding the sheep, and that is not the vibe we are going for here. And that's not me trying to be flippant. That's just what it would actually look like. And I don't want it to look like that. So, what we're going to do is, this is going to be a close-up. So, the camera angle will probably stay pretty much the same if I can get enough of a zoom. And I'm not feeling super confident. That is not enough of a zoom. If I push in... I think we lose pixels. That's the only problem if we push in too much. So we have 2 options. It's just from this angle, and that is not a good option. Or we get the duct tape off of the set piece and just move it really close to the camera, which is what we're going to do. Okay. That might actually be too low for the camera. I know at the moment you probably can't see much. Let's get the music started back up at least. Okay. There we go. I think one of my lights might have just finally okay, it works on some angles. That's probably not very good that that's what it's currently doing. Okay. So if we do full zoom at this angle, how does that look? Can we get closer? Like this close? If I put it into focus now, is it going to... Actually, you know what I just realized? we might turn this into one shot. And I'll explain what I mean. Is we zoom out ever so slightly, see if the focus will actually do what we want here. Okay, so we're gonna pan the camera down a little bit more. Like this. And I'm just tightening my camera so it doesn't move. Ah, that's still... we need it to be a little lower, actually. Because we need to be able to see the base of the table. So maybe if we zoom out ever so slightly, that'll fix that issue right on up. And what we're gonna do... I considered removing the bat and the snake. Maybe we should leave it in this shot. I am undecided on that front, actually. Okay. Okay, that's just the fill light for adding yellow. I'm gonna add a light for adding a little bit of glow from behind. I think, yeah. We're gonna remove these two from this shot, because that's not the focus. And what it's going to be is throw anointest my head with oil. We're going to have the shepherd pour oil under the sheep's head, which is not really going to be visible, which is okay. And I think that because I've got the sheep so high, I'm actually going to have to put the shepherd on top of a brick so that he's actually the right height for this. So let me grab a Lego brick for him to stand on. Okay. And I'm thinking what we might do is actually have the shepherd's staff in his other hand. That way it doesn't look like he's just doing one-handed oil pouring just to look cool. Let's see, how does that look? I think I like that. Because then what will happen is I'm thinking we'll... let's see... we can have the camera start off with this in focus, bring the focus back until the cup is in focus. Oh, it actually can't get that far. Huh. I feel like though the cup is probably actually in focus just fine right now from this angle. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a test photo. Okay, see you, Andrews, Janny. Have a good one. I'm glad you're liking the shots, though. Okay, and fluid. You want me to take the cup out? So the cup, the reason I've got the cup is because the cup is actually mentioned in that line. And I'm experimenting with having it be one shot instead of two. What we're going to do is we're going to export the image sequence and see how it looks. Yeah, the cup's not in focus here. We've got the problem of we're too close for everything to be in focus how I want it to. But if we go further back, then we don't get the close-up shot I wanted. What we might do is we might go with your idea and take the cup out and just have it be two separate shots. Because I feel like otherwise we either get... I feel like then it just kind of wrecks the focus if we don't do it that way. So, what we're going to do... okay, why is it not updating? Yeah. Okay, that's weird. It took a while for the camera to update on what had happened. So what we're going to do is for this shot, let's try and get it perfectly centered. And for this, we want the focus to be on the shepherd and David the sheep. So let's fine-tune the focus at that angle. Yeah, that looks good. And so, thou anointest my head with oil. I like that. Yeah, that's going to work well. And what we're also going to do is we're going to remove the lion because he's casting a shadow onto the table. Okay. I feel like this is the way to do it. My only thing is that this side right here is really empty, but I think that's okay. Unless maybe we rule of thirds it. Whoa. Why did my camera move? I mean, not my camera. Why did my computer move? Does that look better? I am undecided. I think if we're going to do that, we should pan the camera up ever so slightly. Yeah, I like that. That makes it a little bit less, not completely out of balance. If I just rotate ever so slightly more. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like that. Though we're going to put this down so we can see the full shepherd staff more. There we go. Although I think we're going to try to make it so that it's not casting a shadow on his face. Although it looks like it's actually the oil that's casting the shadow, and that's okay. Although I think because we moved it, we want to adjust the focus ever so slightly again. Because we have moved things around a bit. There we go. I like that. That looks good. If chocolate milk is all finished. Nice. I have not finished my Mountain Dew. I'm trying to not drink it all right at the beginning of the stream. Okay. So now we just need to get the timing of thou anointest my head. And then we can do the shot. Because I feel like it should be poured on anointest, probably. So let's have a look. Why is Steam open? Quit Steam. That's taking up resources. Okay.
Thou anoint.
Yeah, we can have it be still a little.
Thou anoint.
Okay, I think that might be how we want to do it. So let's grab blue.
Thou anointest my head with oil.
Yep.
My cup runneth over.
Thou anointest my head with oil. So let's see. How long will we wait before he pours the oil? 23 frames. Okay, and the full shot is 3 times 24 plus 16. 3 times 24 plus 16. 88 frames. Perfect. Oh, what's that? What is that? Okay, there we go.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life.
Okay. Shot 10, here we go. And yep. Okay, so 88 frames is the goal. Wait, did I add the wrong number? Nope, that is right. And 23 frames of just not much movement at all. Well, no movement, actually. But we are going to do the practice frames to make sure that it isn't moving. And we had a little bit of extra movement on the last shot, so we're going to actually up this to 30. Oh, man. Thank you for spending this time with me, Fluid. It's nice to be, even when I'm late night animating, to have someone here. And also thank you to the other two people who are just hanging out right now. I don't know who you are, but it's telling me there are more people in here. So thank you. I appreciate that. This is a good song. I like this one. I'm trying to have more exciting commentary. I'm just really tired right now. Oh, man. Okay, let's see. Any... Oh, yeah, I think it appears we're good. It looks like we only had extra movement for a little bit. And I know it's weird to, like, delete all these frames and then take another 23. However, those were the frames where there's possible movement. And then once we're past this 23rd frame, we'll actually have a little bit of movement. There's not much movement in this shot, but that's kind of the point. Although now that I'm thinking about it, is it bad if he already has the ointment up? Let me think about that, actually. Let's stop this real quick. Okay. I just realized something. We might want to have him start with the ointment, like, lower. That way when he pours it, he, like, lifts it into place, too. I feel like that would be a better movement to do. Yeah, I think that will be better. Oh yeah, no, that's gonna look so much better. Let's see. You'll be right back. Left your gum on the table. Gotcha. I'm gonna change my setup ever so slightly right now. I'm noticing that when my arm is on the table where my mouse is, it's moving the set piece ever so slightly. And I want to make it so that's not a problem. So I'm moving over to my other table. Because at the moment when I animate, I use 2 tables. Sometimes I've used 3. Okay, capture, shoot multiple frames, 23. Let's see. While those going through, I'm gonna check. I've got more comments on the pirate map video to get to. Let's see. I've got a lot of people suggesting that we do an Atlantis place. So an island that's sinking, which I feel like is very doable. Let's see. A lot of people want a Skull Island, but I've already got Skullduggery Island, and I'm counting that as my Skull Island. I don't want more than one island that's skull themed. Not because it's bad, I just want to have more unique ideas. Okay, let's see. Looks like we don't have any extra movement, so that is good. And now what we're going to do is, in one fluid motion, the shepherd is going to lift the ointment and then pour it on the sheep. You want to Jeff the Land Shark Island for the pirate treasure map? I mean, of all the, like, kind of goofy ideas, that one's not that bad. A lot of people want me to add the SpongeBob thing to my island, but I really don't like SpongeBob, so I'm not adding that. Okay, I moved his hand way too fast. Let's slow down the movement a little bit. Let's see how that looks. Let's see, does that movement look more natural? It still feels a little weird, but I feel like once I complete the motion, it'll look better. That's how most movement works. Never mind, that is terrible movement. We're gonna start that again. I do not like that. That looks awful. It's like his wrist is broken. And that is not the vibe we are going for. But I am thinking it might be better if we don't start the oil quite as low as I originally had it. Okay, so let's try that again. Capture, shoot multiple frames, 23. Let's see. You never watched SpongeBob, your parents said it would always rot my brain too much. Yeah, my parents didn't really like it either. And I appreciate them for that. I watched much better shows growing up instead. What frames per second? We do 24 frames per second here on Chris Comedies. I have done 30 before, though. It's a nightmare. The only time I'd recommend doing 30 is if you're doing like a car or something with wheels. Other than that, it's really annoying with Lego to do 30 frames per second. But yeah, 24 is my go-to. Okay, let's try this again. And I just bumped the sheep, didn't I? No! Can I... Let's see if I can fix it. I probably can't. Yeah, this isn't getting fixed. Yep, that there. Ah, man. That's sad. I just did this. And now I have to do it again. Wait a minute. The sheep doesn't need to rotate anymore. I can just put him on a platform that won't rotate as much. Oh, wait a minute. No, I can't. I think I accidentally bumped the food a little bit, but that's okay. Okay. And I just realized I've been doing that thing again where I take 23 frames instead of just taking one and just copying it a bunch of times. That'd be way easier. There we go. And then we take one more photo. Let's see, do I have to pay for a Discord server? I don't think so. If you want like one with like premium settings, you do, but once I do want to eventually make a Discord server for the channel. I've got other stuff to do right now though. That might be like an after my wedding project. There we go. And lift a little bit more. Okay, that's way too much movement. Okay, if I make it so he's not leaning as much. Okay, no, then we go the opposite direction. That's not what we want. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that looks good. And as long as the big movement isn't like right at the beginning of the frame, although I'm noticing, I think I had him accidentally lean back. Oh no, looks like I didn't. Yep, that's actually looking pretty good. Okay, I keep... There we go. At this point, we're just lifting the arm and twisting the wrist in order to pour the oil. There we go. Then lift the arm more. Twist the wrist more. What does my Spotify look like? My Spotify looks ridiculous. I have very weird music interests, and they are not at all related to each other. And I tend to like just hyper focus on a style or genre of music every time I'm introduced to one, and then I'll stop listening to it for a while, but then I go back to it. So my Spotify Wrapped is always very confused. Let's see. Anoint my head with oil. I feel like if I just have it like kind of dip down now, it will look like something is being poured onto David the sheep. But you know, I have a lot of like epic instrumental on my Spotify, a lot of movie soundtracks, but like epic covers of them, or like just different covers in general. I like things in different styles than what they were originally intended to be. That's something that fascinates me a lot. Anoint my head with oil, and we're just gonna do a slight movement. And I think we're just gonna have him stay in that position, because again, this is meant to be like a very chill video where the movement isn't overwhelming, so there's gonna be more still shots than what would be normal in another video. And this one's meant to have, how many is it? We're aiming for 88 frames, so that means about half the frame, actually no, over half of the shot is basically no movement, but it's what fits. Okay, and I don't know why it does this, but it's not pumping it forward, so I can't tell where I'm at. Okay, so I'll just copy the whole thing, and that'll probably get me past where I need to be. Oh, not quite. And then we'll just delete it back down to 88 frames. And let's see how this looks. Now anoint my head with oil. Yep, I like that. Fluid, your one is just John Williams symphonies and green noise. That's fair. John Williams is really good, so there is nothing wrong with that if he's your main person on your Spotify. Yeah, I like that. That shot turned out well. That is the wrong program. That is not what I'm trying to open. We want to pause the music and insert the new shot. See how it looks. Import media, shot 10? It is shot 10. We're getting there. We are getting there. Okay. Move our progress bar up. Okay, and oh, that looks good that way. It might be too yellow again. I did have a yellow fill light on this, so that's probably why. So let's just bump this down to -40 for cool light. Yep, there we go. That balances it out a bit. Let's see how it looks with this entire scene.
Thou preparest a table before me, in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over.
Let's see. I'm gonna get the chat rate up. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Is that, what, 3 shots left now? Yes, we're getting there. I'm so tired. We'll get there soon. We're almost there. Don't give up. I just tried to reach for the mouse and just put my hand on an empty area of table. But that's okay. New scene. Scene 11. Save. Close-up of overflowing cup. So what my plan, if I can do this right, let's see. I don't think I need to move the set. I think I just need to move the camera up really high. But while I'm doing that, let's put the music back on. Okay. Move the camera up nice and high. Pan this down. I think... Oh, wait. This could actually really work. Because then we can do a full-in zoom. Which we're already pretty much doing, but we can... Technically, the cup is teleporting a little bit, but that's okay. Because if you look at actual animations on YouTube and just movies in general, things teleport all the time. It's just if you can make it look good. That's all that matters. Okay, so what we're going to do, first of all, we're going to try and get a little less sticky tack needed to hold this on, so that it's not as obvious how we're doing this. So for my cup runneth over, it's just going to be this water droplet dripping down. Yes, we can see the sticky tack on the other side, but I feel like that's okay, because it will get us the desired shot. And what I'm thinking... I've got an idea, actually. I need to grab more blue pieces. I shall be right back. Okay, at first I was going to make this shot really simple, but I thought of a way that it's a little more complicated, but it will look really cool. So I'm going to try it. Okay. There we go. Okay. Chat rate is going up. Thank you, I appreciate that, Fluid. Okay. So what we're gonna do is have it like so. Too much sticky tack still. We need a little bit less sticky tack. But still enough to like stick it to the cup. This is a little tricky. This is a balancing act. But if I get this right, it's gonna look really cool. Let's see. I mean, you can see a little bit of sticky tack, but I don't see, like, because it's a transparent piece, but I don't see making it being possible to make it so that there's none. Okay, let's see. Grabbing the pieces that I need. And I just realized my mic isn't close to my face. There it is. Okay. Okay, I think I've got what I need to make this look good now. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first of all, have it start up a little high, and then the drop is going to slowly fall down, stop, fall all the way down, and then it's going to splash into lighter blue studs that are flat, which means it'll look like it actually, like, drops and splits. So this is going to be my first time, I think, ever animating a drop of water from memory. If I'm wrong, let me know what other video I did this in. I suppose I've animated, like, mini waves on top of water, but this is the first time where I'm focusing on a single drop like this. Okay, it is in focus. Oh, the drop's more in focus than the table. I think we need to average the focus out a little bit. Okay, that's wrong way. Okay. Let's see. About like that. Yeah, that'll look good. Okay. Let's try this. I like how you're now singing hymns in the chat. I appreciate it, man. Okay, first of all, how long is this shot supposed to be? Longer than I thought.
My cup runneth over. My cup runneth.
I think we'll have the drop. The light is going to drop. Not the light. The drop is going to fall at about when he says runneth. Not exactly, but close. So we've got. Let's do about 12 frames of no motion. And then it will move slightly. Maybe we need to do longer. Let's probably do a second of no motion. And then just a little bit. Yeah, let's just aim for a second. I think if I try to time this too much, I'm going to go crazy. But the actual shot is 4 times 24 plus 1. 4 times 24 plus 1. 97. Okay, 97 frames, and then this scene is done. Let's get some music pumping. So first of all, make sure that the camera's not moving. I do not want to adjust the lighting. I like it how it is. I'm really hoping that this water droplet effect looks good. There's a chance it just looks stupid. But I think if it works how I think it does in my head, this will hopefully look good. I think. Although I'm also really tired. My good ideas might not be very great at the moment. Oh, let's see. I don't have to be at work till 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Let's see. I can sleep until probably... I could realistically sleep till like 11, so I still have a chance of getting some sleep. Go play outside. You came back for a second to let me know you're writing a song about Psalm 23 and how the Lord shines bright like a star throughout the dark times in our life. Oh, that's awesome. That'll be great. I can't wait to see it. Yep, the camera did move a little bit. Let's see, did the movement stop at the end, though? That's the main thing. It did. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're looking for about a second of footage where the water droplet is just sitting on top of the cup. And then we'll start the water droplet going down. And then the next shot's going to be really easy, actually. It's more of just a lighting trick. And then the shot after that isn't going to be easy, necessarily. Well, it's simple. I don't know if easy is the right word. I don't know why it keeps doing this. It keeps hiding your messages for review, which is really funny to me. Okay. Okay, first of all, let's see that this actually doesn't still have the motion problem. And it does not. Perfect. Okay, so now for moving this Lego stud super delicately without bumping anything else, hopefully. Okay. Hopefully that's not too much movement, but also trying to do absolutely no movement is going to be kind of ridiculous. Okay, it needs to go down in one fluid direction because it's a smooth cup, not a jagged one. Yeah, there we go. Wait, did that move the cup? It did move the cup ever so slightly. Okay, now I moved the cup the wrong way. See if we can fix that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start this again, unfortunately. I did not have the cup securely down on that stud, which means I'm gonna have to try not getting it crooked the whole time, and that would be a nightmare. But what we can do is just do the thing I usually do after I realize I can do this, is shoot one frame and just duplicate it, and then we can fix it that way. There we go. Make sure that that looks right. Yep, it does. Okay. Now for attempt 2-ish at making this water droplet move. Oh, I like that. And the way it catches the light actually looks pretty good too. And move it straight down again. Okay, the sticky tack is becoming more visible. We'll see. How does that look? Let's try and make the sticky tack less visible. Did I put it in the right spot? Okay, we need it to be up a little bit, but it is at the right angle. Oh, it started to fall, but that's okay. We might need just a little bit more sticky tack. Although it is about to just land on the table, so that will be helpful in that regard. Okay, Gotta angle it a little bit more towards the camera so that the sticky tack is not as visible, and also so it lines up again. Okay, sticky tack is still visible. Might have to actually redo the sticky tack adjustment. Yes. So we don't have to start again, we just need to do less sticky tack. But if we do this right, it's going to look so cool. And then people will be like, Chris, how did you do that shot? And I'll be like, I was so tired when I made it, I honestly can't tell you. Let's see, how does that look? I mean, you can see it through the stud, but you can't see actual sticky tack outside the stud. There we go. So now what we're gonna do is, because of the direction, the stud is gonna fall face down like this, right there. And then what's gonna happen? So it will land like that. So right now it probably doesn't look great. It looks like it's a solid stud, which is not what a liquid would look like. However, we're now gonna take that stud out and put in these two right here. But we're gonna angle them both towards the middle like this. And then they'll both spread onto the nearby studs. Oh yeah, this is the Giga Chad song. Okay, and now... Okay, that lagged. Yeah, if we do this right, this is gonna look really good. Okay. Just ever so... Nope, that was too much of a nudge. I think... Yep, that's what we want. And then ever so slightly a nudge again. Sploosh. 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 I think that last shot actually didn't have them move enough. Because that's the thing with ease in, ease out, is if you ease out too early, it makes the inertia make no sense in the shot. There we go. Okay, that lagged right at the bad spot. Yes! Okay, I think I took two... This is an instance where I'm taking too many photos. So we're going to actually delete that one and see how that looks. Yep. And now we're just going to push them both flat down like this. Oh, I pushed the table down too much. The table moved. I think I can fix that. Does that fix the movement? I think it actually did. Oh no, not entirely. Okay, overcorrected it. Oh man, the whole table moved. And I can't really tell what direction. Okay, it moved that way too much. Oh man, that's really annoying. I might actually have to redo it because the table's moved. And that's not really something I can fix. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. The movement is so imperceptible. I don't think people are gonna notice it. Like, I know it's there technically, but it kind of just looks like the cup shifted because it's got a water droplet that fell off. So I think in this instance, we're going to leave it. I don't. Yeah, I think I am over-analyzing and looking at it too much. Let's see. Yeah, you said you don't see it either. Yeah, I think we're good then. So now what we're going to do is we'll just take one more photo. And duplicate that until we reach the desired amount of frames, which is 97. I know we're using this trick a lot, but in this context, I feel like this is the best way to do it. Because there's no reason taking a bunch of extra frames for a still shot if it's literally just a still shot. And what did we say it was? 97 is what we're going for? Okay, let's see. Make sure it looks good. Splash. Splash. Why is it stopping at frame 38? We made an entire... Wait, what is going on here? That actually doesn't make sense. Oh, there's no frame 38. That's weird. Oh, it's got gaps in it because we copied and pasted the, That is really weird. Okay, yeah, let's just redo the copying and pasting, because that's going to be weird to try and fix. Okay. I didn't realize if you copied an empty frame, it made an empty frame. That feels like kind of pointless. But I suppose some people might want to animate like that. Almost there. And it now has 97 frames. Sploosh. Sploosh. Okay, export movie. One stud turned to two studs. I'm a stud. Can I clone myself? I think that turned out well. The only thing that's kind of funny is the transparent studs have, like, clear printing on them. But that's what Lego pieces look like, so... Now it is time to insert this shot into progress bar, I guess. Import shot 11, take 1, even though we kind of started parts of it several times. Okay, let's first add the thing, make it a little less yellow. Even though I feel like the yellow fill light is still a good move, I feel like it just makes this part a little bit sunnier. Okay, let's see how... Okay, so now this sequence was all one scene, so this scene should be pretty good now.
Thou preparest a table before me, in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over.
Yeah!
Surely goodness and...
I like that.
Thou preparest a table before me, in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over.
Yeah.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life.
I like that. That turned out well. Are we on the last shot? We're on the second last shot. We've got shot 12, then we got shot 13. This is just the end title card, which I might not even have it necessarily be the shepherd and the sheep sitting in heaven. It might just be clouds, because it's the end. But yeah, look at that. It's just these two shots, and then we're done. I know it's 2:20, but I'm going to keep going. I don't have to be at work for another 10.5 hours yet, so I have time to sleep if I don't take too long with this. Okay, shot 12. So we are actually completely done with this location. Now I've built two possible ways to take the next shot because it's a really big close up, is what it is. Not a big close up. It's just a close up shot, is what I meant to say. So we're gonna move the camera like this. Move the lights around. Okay, gonna do that. I'm also gonna try something a little bit different with the lighting on this shot. I don't know if it'll look good. So, not on this shot, sorry, on the upcoming shot. Although this shot also has some interesting lighting tricks, hopefully. Let's see, so we're gonna move this to the side. And I can just put it on the floor, because no one else is here right now. So no one should trip over it. And we can just leave the oil at the table. If you stop chatting, you'll probably fall asleep. Well, you do not have to stay for the whole thing, man. I don't want you to be sick at band practice tomorrow. That'd be sad. Okay. How I'm looking at this right now, I'm thinking we're going to go with the mini setup for the sheep. So what it's going to be is just a very close-up shot of the sheep's face. But what it's going to be is it's going to be that there's a light that kind of... Okay, I thought this would work as a close-up. What am I doing wrong right now? Okay, we're gonna change things up a bit. We're just gonna make this shot part of this right here. But yes, if you are curious what it is, we do end at the gates of heaven on this video. Although the focus right now is not correct. I'm thinking if I flip this around, that light almost fell off the table. Flip this around. Okay, no. I need to figure out how we're doing this shot. I messed it up a little bit. Let's see. Be sick equals no school. No, you can't just get sick to watch me animate in the middle of the night. That's not good. Let's see. What if I just... How would I do it really... I want to just do a close-up of the sheep's face. Like, this close. In which case, the green back... Maybe... Okay, let me experiment the mini green background a little bit more. I can make this work. I've made weirder shots work before. So let's put heaven aside for a little bit. That sounds really bad out of context. There we go. Put it up there. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Oh, I haven't tightened that. That's why I'm like, my camera keeps falling. I haven't tightened the joint. Also, let's get the music starting up again. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me. Yeah, I did not make this part big enough. What am I missing? With a sideways... Let's see. Actually, may have come up with a compromise here. We will need heaven then. Earlier than I initially planned. Because what we can do is have it be like this. Slightly not quite as zoomed out as I initially planned. And then in this case, we would need the blue screen. At least we definitely know we don't need a green screen because there's green in this scene. Where did I put my blue screen? Okay, I'm going to have to put my headset down for a little bit. And there we go. There we go. Let's zoom the focus in. Because right now everything is completely out of focus. Okay, maybe pull it out just a little bit. I don't know if I like this, because this is really close to what the ending shot looks like, and I don't want the next shot to look too much like the ending. Unless we zoom in really close, pan the camera down. Actually, you know, this might actually be what we need. Is we have the shepherd like this. Right there. Have David the sheep to the side, like so. Okay, maybe a little bit more to the side. Does that look better? Yes, it does. That piece is cracked. We can't have a crack on the walls of heaven. That would look bad. Okay. And what this is essentially going to be is just a shot of the gates opening. Might do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna have the gate open. Okay, never mind. We need to adjust the focus again a little bit. Okay, so it's going to be 6 frames to get the focus to shift a little bit. And we want the lights to be really bright for heaven. It's going to be very... Actually, wait, we need fill lights for the background to keep it nice and blue. Nope, wrong button, wrong button. There we go. Make it nice and... Heaven's going to be really bright. Really, 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 really bright. Is that too bright? No, it's heaven. Heaven cannot be too bright. It's heaven. Okay. There we go. Tape the set piece down. Okay. There we go, like so. Say, what a beautiful shot. Thank you. It's a close-up. We'll get a better shot of Heaven's Gate when they're entering. Should it be maybe slightly zoomed out? Let's try that. See how that looks. It would be cool. Actually, yeah, I think like that might be good. I don't know. You get more of the gate. And also you can't see the yellow road, so people might not realize straight away what it is. Which might kind of actually make it better. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Okay. So let's pause the music. We're going to... Let's see. Let's make sure this is all nice and firm. It is. My set piece is nice and stable. Let's see.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me.
Follow me. So I feel like we're going to have it stay still for a good chunk of that shot.
Surely goodness and mercy.
I think on mercy we'll have the gate start to open. Is what we want to do here. Okay. So that means the gate is going to stay closed. Let's do... Oh, wait, first let's double check to make sure that lines up.
Surely goodness and mercy.
Oh, no, we need to move that back a little bit.
Surely goodness and mercy.
Yeah. So the gates are going to open up on frame 37. Okay, frame 37. So let's make sure I remember that. And then the entire shot is... Oh, I didn't realize this was a longer shot than this one. But it's a simple shot. This shot's walking, so it might take a little bit. Okay, so 6 times 24. 6 times 24. Plus how much? Plus 2. So we're doing 146 frames. And what we're going to do is the gate doesn't open until 37 frames. After it opens, then the focus shifts, which is 6 movements of the focus wheel. Okay, so we can do that. We can play the music again. And I'm going to make sure I actually press the right direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so first of all, we need to make sure that the camera is well settled in. And that's the wrong button. We need to change it to difference and get it to take 30 photos. One thing that will probably be a little bit tricky with the gate is trying to get the gate to open completely evenly. It's definitely doable. I'll just have to really focus to make sure I get that correct. Okay, let's see. Did it move? It actually didn't move at all. Did we not move the camera? I could have sworn we moved the camera. Well, if nothing moved, I don't see a reason in not just continuing the photos. So, I'm gonna make double check though. Play it on normal, see how it looks. That looks good. Okay. Now, for the fun part where the gate starts to open up. There we go. Okay, I feel like this gate moved ever so slightly ahead of the other one. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, this is looking good. Okay, the left gate definitely opened a little bit more on that one than the right one. There we go. Let's see how this is looking so far. Yeah, it's looking good. This is going to turn out good, I think. Let's see. We're also having the gate speed up and opening as it opens. Because that's how inertia works. Okay, that might have been too much movement, though. So both gonna push them back just a smidge. Yeah, that's still a good amount of movement. There we go. And what we're going to do is at this point, we're actually going to have the focus start to shift to the shepherd and the sheep. But we're only going to do it every 3 frames is when we'll move it. So that's 1. Two. 3. Then we take 3 more photos before messing with the focus again. Okay. One. 2. 3. So then we put the focus towards them again. Then at this point, the gate is barely moving. One. 2. And at this point, this would probably be the last movement of the gate. 3. So then it will be that. 1, 2, 3. And then one more focus change. There we go. And how many frames is it supposed to be? 146. Okay, yeah, they're gonna be standing still for a bit until about frame 100 and. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna actually have them stand still the rest of this shot because it's an emotional moment. So we'll have them shoot 10 frames. And then we'll copy and paste it to fill out the rest of this. Can I do the video games playlist? I will switch it as soon as we finish this 10-shot setting. And don't worry, I plan to add more playlists because right now for our live streams it's just the same 2 playlists. So I'm gonna make a wider variety of playlists. I just don't like to use playlists that it made for me. Because I'm worried that it will like play one that has like cussing or something in it, and that would be really bad. Okay. And let's see, how many frames was that? 146. So we can delete these ones. Let's see how it looks. Gate opens up. Yeah, that turned out good. I like that. It's a simple shot, but it makes me happy. I like that. Video game playlist it is. Saved. Video games. Was there a particular song you wanted me to play on the video games playlist, or did you want me to just play it for now? Export movie. Export. Export movie. Okay. Let's see, how does the shot look in actual HD? It's very bright, but it is supposed to be. Wait, was there a hair on the gate that was moving? There is. You've got to be kidding me. It is not very noticeable unless... Yeah, because if... It's technically right there. I'm curious. Can you see the hair on the gate? It's moving because of the fan. Can you see it? I'm going to be honest. I'm looking at it on the phone screen as opposed to my computer, and I cannot see it. Yeah. It's just because I've got everything blown up really big. So, that's fine then. Oh, wow. It's still got this shot pulled up. Okay, gotta pause it while we put it into the video file. Delete. Media. Import media. Shot 12. Open. There we go. Okay, and let's add the preset for it. There we go. And then once we like blue screen it, we do need to make sure that the blue screen actually removes everything though. So AI tools, I don't know why it counts this as an AI tool. No, why? Oh, why is it doing this again? Not again. It keeps trying to remove the color of the cursor, which I don't know why that's a thing. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Easiest way to do this is to hide that layer and then hide the text. Yeah, it's removing it fine.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with that spot right there. Yeah, we're going to be adding like a glowy effect on this. So yeah.
The days of my life.
That blue screen is fine. In fact, I bet you if we like adjust tolerance and all that, yeah, this is going to be fine. Offset. And if we just feather the edges a little bit. Oh yeah, we'll be able to make this look fine. So, that is fine. We're not going to add a background to it right now. In fact, we'll even turn that off for now. To be honest, just that blue would actually work, but I think we can put a cool glowy sky behind the shot. Okay, that means there is one shot left to do. The finale shot, shot 13, which is just the reverse of this shot, and they're walking through the pearly gates. Oh, man, I am getting tired. What time? It is almost 3 in the morning. Yay. But I have a short day at work tomorrow. I think I work like 1 to 5:30. I can do this. It's gonna be fine. Nothing to worry about. Ugh. I just need to make sure I actually sleep well tonight. Once I do actually sleep. Okay, so rotating the set. Okay. Shot 13. File, new scene. Save. Okay. So there we go. We're gonna move it that way. To be honest, that's actually already pretty much set up how I want it. Gonna zoom it out just a little bit. No, out, not in. How far zoomed out? I think maybe like that. A nice wide shot for the ending. And it's already pretty much perfectly centered. Not quite, but it's really stinking close. Okay, let's see, about here-ish. Then rotate to compensate. Yes. There we go. So tape that down as it is. Then we'll add a blue screen where there will definitely be glowiness because now they're walking into heaven. Okay. And what my plan... Okay, I think we might actually have... Let's see. I don't want his cape to move the gate. Let's see. Do I want him to actually be partially all the way already through? Yeah, his cape's going to hit that, and that'll look weird. So I'm actually going to just move him around a little bit. Or what we could... Oh, I think I just thought of a way to make this way more emotional. Is have the shepherd actually standing in heaven, reaching out his hand, and then as the sheep runs toward him, then it fades. That'll look really good, actually. Yeah, I like that. Although that does make me think that the first shot... is it bad if the shepherd's teleporting? I don't know. Let me think that through. Do I want... No, I think it's better if we have them both walk in. I think that's the better way to do it. Go with what the initial plan actually was. Okay, the question is how far into this are they going for the focus to look good? I think if we keep the gates in focus and they just walk into the out of focus area and that's how it fades, I think that's the best way to do this. Yeah, I think I like that idea. Okay. So let's have it do some test frames. Oh, man. I did realize I did not adjust the lighting at all for this shot, but I feel like I don't need to, because it's still the same location. So I think this is... Oh yeah, no man, yeah, that's totally how I want it. Okay. Now the camera didn't move, so we really shouldn't have a settling camera problem. But let's double check. There was a slight one. But that's okay, because it looks like we're good for that now. But let's do another test one, just to make sure, because with this shot, because it's got a fade, we do have to make sure that it's completely still. I am legitimately worried I'm gonna fall asleep right now in the middle of the stream. But it's the last shot. I'm not gonna stop now. We are not ending this stream until this shot is finished. Oh man. I finished my Mountain Dew and I'm tempted to drink another one, but I'm not going to. Actually, I might. We'll see. Okay. Yep, now we don't have any movement issue. That is perfect. That is what we want. I wasn't trying to open Siri. I'm trying to delete frames I don't need. Because this shot is going to start with them walking pretty much straight away. No, not pretty much. They will be walking straight away. Yeah, I thought that wall was slightly off the studs. I'm just going to push everything down. Make sure nothing's going to pop on out. Okay, so the point where they're no longer in focus is about... Okay, I'm going to try to have them disappear about here. And I just noticed something that is going to become an issue if I'm not careful. When I touch these gates, they move still. So we're going to have them pushed out all the way so that if I accidentally touch them, nothing actually happens. At least nothing should happen. Okay. There we go. I think I am going to adjust the lighting slight... Nope, never mind. Like that. There we go. That makes the blue screen more even. So... now what we're going to do is we're going to... just animate them starting walking now. And how long is this shot? I am forgetting already. Oh, looks like I didn't count. Let's see. 5 times 24 is 120. It is 121 frames. But they're not going to be walking the whole time because they're going to fade. Which should look really good if we do it right. And I'm noticing right now, I did not keep track of what stud he was standing on. Which is what I should have done. Also, the fact that he has a cape makes it really hard to know where his feet are. Ah. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay. Oh man, not being able to see his feet is actually a really big problem right now. Maybe if I just have him skip the in-between step, will that look bad? I mean, technically speaking, his cape is covering his feet. Do we want to try a walk cycle where his legs don't actually move and see how that looks? I'm going to try that. I've got a feeling it probably won't work, but it's worth trying. If this looks dumb, then we'll just do a regular walk cycle. And there is a very real chance that this looks dumb. In fact, I think it already looks dumb. Okay, it actually doesn't look as dumb as I thought it would. I'm gonna try to continue this line of animating and see how that looks. This might actually work. Which would be really funny, because technically I'm like doing this an easier way. But sometimes weird things look better. There we go. I don't know why. Am I just tired? But does this look good? I think everyone watching is either not in chat or they're asleep now. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like this looks good. I don't know if I'm just willing that it looks good because I don't want to animate normal steps, but for some reason, I really like how this is looking. I see the problem. I need to move forward another stud. We're on that part of it. There we go. Okay, this would work for another character, but I'm starting to feel like it's too hoppy, and that doesn't work for the shepherd. We're gonna have to start the walk cycle again. Okay, let's try just the regular walk cycle, and I'm probably just gonna do a different trick for going in between frames, in between steps, I mean. Okay. Yeah, this is... Man, I am almost too tired for this, but I really don't want to stop. I'm just... This is a weird angle to film a walk cycle at. What do I want to do? What to do, what to do, what to do. What to do, what to do. I think I just thought of an idea. Let me try something. I'll be right back to my headset if anyone's still listening. Let's see. I'm spending way too much time thinking about how to do this shot. Don't know why I'm having so much trouble animating walking right now. What am I not thinking of? Man, what I'm wishing I did is that for this shot, I actually only had David the sheep standing there, and that when he turns, when the shot turns around, it's, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll have to redo the previous shot, but it will be for the better. Because I think it's better if he goes into heaven and the shepherd's there. I do have to redo a shot, but I think it'll be worth it. So we have to move the progress bar back one. But I do think this is going to be worth it. But we can do it since this shot's already there. We can film shot 13. And then we can go back and refilm shot 12. Yeah, I think that's how we're going to do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, no, 12, 11. Okay, 12. That's how we're going to do this. Yeah. This is going to look way better in the long run. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the sheep here and the shepherd maybe like one over. No, I think shepherd closer to the middle and David the sheep over one. Yeah, I like that. Yep, I like that. Okay, here we go. So now I just got to figure out the timing of this shot. Let's.
And I will dwell in the house of the Lord. And I will dwell in the house of.
Yeah, I think.
All the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord.
I think at this point we'll have the focus shift. Yeah, that's how we're going to do this. That is, yep, we have got a way better way of doing this now. This is going to look way better, and I won't have, I don't know why. It's like I can't animate walking right now. It could be that I'm tired, but I think it's also just a weird angle to film walking at, and the cape is getting in the way. That's my excuse anyway.
And I will dwell in the house of the Lord.
Yeah, that's how we're going to do this. Okay, so 2 times 24 plus 17. 2 times 24 is 48 plus the 17 is 65 frames. So for 65 frames, it's just going to be still as it is right now. So that's how we're going to do this, is capture, shoot multiple frames. We'll just shoot 10 and then just duplicate that a couple times. Then we'll have the focus shift to the shepherd. He'll raise his hand, and then David the sheep will run towards him, and that will be when the video fades to white, and then we have the credits, which the credits are going to be in the clouds. That's how we're going to do it. Okay, finally, I've got direction again. It does mean I have to refilm a shot, but that's okay. That is a small price to pay for a good video. Okay, so 65 frames in. Okay, so now we're going to have the focus shift. It was 12, so we're going to, on every third frame, that'll be a second and a half, would move it.
And I will...
How long would a second and a half be for this? So we're looking at 1.12. Which would leave how much time for David the Sheep running? Leave a second. I don't... I'll dwell in the house of the Lord. I think I do like the amount of time waiting. I think this is the part we're gonna... I think when the focus changes, we could make that a second instead. So every second frame. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure that I didn't put the focus the wrong way. Okay, it did not go the wrong way. So now we're doing 1. Take a photo. Take a photo. 2. Take a photo. Take a photo. 3. Take a photo. Take a photo. 4. Take a photo. Take a photo. 5. Take a photo. Take a photo. 6. Take a photo. Oh, wait a minute. I think I might have been doing this wrong. Oh, no, we did it right. Never mind. 7. Take a photo. Take a photo. 8. Take a photo. Take a photo. 9. Take a photo. Take a photo. And then 10. Take a photo. Take a photo. 11. Take a photo. Take a photo. And then 12. And then we're gonna have the shepherd lift his arm. I just realized his cape's in a weird place to be able to do that correctly, but that's okay because we're going to... He's gonna be moving, so that's okay. There we go. Raises his hand. Continues to do so. I think, yeah, this is going to be a better ending than I initially had planned. know why he keeps leaning that way. Let's see how this looks so far. Whiffs his hand. And then I think just a slight bit, little bit more movement. A little bit more hand in the movement. Yeah. Let's see how that looks. And just ever so slightly, a little bit more movement. Then 1, 2, and let's see how many frames is the actual full shot. It is 5 times 24, which I believe this is 121 total. Yeah. So now we just animate David the sheep running towards him. Yep, knocked him over. Did I move him way too far forward? I did. That's a whole extra stud. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh wait, he just landed on the same stud again. Yeah, that actually was wrong. Okay, there we go. Go. Oh wait. There we go. Having him hop a little faster than he usually did. That's because he's excited to see the shepherd. There we go. Okay, so change the focus. Yeah, that looks good. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna animate maybe a couple extra frames. Possibly. We'll see. Because when you have it fade, you lose a little bit of the end of the video. But we'll see. I'll try fading it as a 21 frames and see how that looks. We'll see. That's the cool thing, is it's a pretty simple thing to test. Okay, let's see how it looks. Okay, camera changes focus. Yeah, I like that. Okay, file, export movie, export movie. I see we've got 3 people in the chat. I mean, in the stream that aren't necessarily like doing chat. I appreciate you guys being here, whether you're just sleeping to this right now or whether you're just trying to help me with my watch time. I appreciate it either way that you're spending your time here while I animate very late at night. Okay, let's see how that looks. I really wish that I'd thought of having the shepherd already there before I filmed a shot of the shepherd beside the sheep. But that's okay. Shot 13. Let's see how that looks.
And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
And let's see if I have it not flash. Is that the right way? No, that is a flash. So let's say we have a... Let's say it's a 12 frame fade. And it's not letting me do 12 frames for some reason. Let me do 12. There we go. I can edit it up here. Let's see how that looks.
Of the Lord forever.
Okay, now that looks bad that way, but let's just fade it to something. So it's actually a shot 2 fade. Let's just fade it to white and see how that looks. With the, so it's split between 2. Excuse me, so it's split between 2 now. We want to bump it to at least a second, probably.
Forever.
That actually looks good.
Ever. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Okay, I'm gonna see. Is it jarring to have this shot here with the shepherd beside him and then entering? Let's see.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Yeah, it is jarring if the shepherd's right there beside him and then teleports. Okay, so we just got to reanimate shot 12, which that'll take a bit of time, but that's okay. It'll be good. Probably. It'll definitely be worth it. It'll make the final product look that much better. So, dragon frame. Let's see, file, open, recent, shot 12, and it's going to be a new take. And all we've got to do is actually just flip the set around and film the shot we did before the gate opening, just with only the sheep, instead of the shepherd and the sheep. Okay, that's that. The walls are breaking in half. This is not good. There we go. And rotate. Rotating. Please don't break. There we go. Okay, close the gate. It'll open up. so put it like so. I know that I had this shot fairly zoomed in, if I remember correctly. Okay, yeah, I do think it was more zoomed in than the other ones. And I'm getting a little bit of... The screen's not covering right there, which it should. Don't know why it's not. Would that fix it if I just stood it straight up? Not really. What did I do to get it to fit before? Let's see, like that. There we go, that fixes the problem. Okay, so what we're gonna do is gonna adjust the focus. Well, zoom, I think. Yeah, we're adjusting the zoom. Then we'll adjust the focus. Okay, and it seems like we're relatively balanced, but we're still slightly crooked. Let's see, I know technically the sheep's over one side, but I feel like for the beginning of the shot, it is not a big deal. And I think since the sheep's really close to the gate, we're not going to do a rack focus. Plus, I don't really want to do 2 rack focuses in a row back to back. I feel like that'd be a bit much. So let's just figure out how we animate it the first time, at what point the gate opened, and we'll just redo it just with the gate opening at the correct time. I want to say it was 37 frames. Oh yeah, it was.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me.
Yep, it was 37 frames. I just remembered. So we can take 37 frames. And we didn't move the camera, so it should be in a good spot. Oh, hey Tracy, I did not see that you're in the chat. It has been quiet for a while. Sorry I didn't see you. Welcome to the stream. This is animating at a ridiculous time in the morning because I really want to finish this video. But this is the last shot to animate now, which makes me feel so much better. Technically we're reanimating this shot. I changed how I wanted it to end just now. But yeah, we are animating Psalm 23. So welcome to the stream. I'm sorry that I'm so tired. I usually try to be more entertaining while I'm animating, but oh man, I forgot to tape the base plates down. Yeah, let's stop this. Yeah, I knew. Stop. There we go. I have to tape the base plates down, otherwise when I try to move the gate, it is gonna move the whole set piece on me. I mean, there's a chance I could do it without it moving, but I'm not risking it. There we go. Now it'll be good and steady. Capture. Shoot 6 frames. And since it's 37, we'll just duplicate this 6 times. There's no point to actually take 37 photos of the same thing now that I think about it. Okay. Command C, Command V. Okay, we actually don't need to duplicate anymore. Let's just make sure it actually kept everything still. Okay, and now we just animate the gate opening. Okay. I just realized it doesn't have. There we go. I just noticed that there's a crack in the road because I moved it. Okay, we are going to have to start this shot again. Thankfully, we didn't get very far before I noticed that. But yeah, there's a... Yeah, the golden road was split. And that will not look correct. That is not the vibe we're going for. This is a well-kept road. Let's try that again. Okay, let's see how it turned out. Yep, no movement issues. Okay, now we can animate the gate opening. There we go. There we go. Let's see how this looks. Is the gate opening too quickly? It feels fast, but that's because we've only animated a short amount of movement. Once we stretch it out over the course of this shot, it will not seem too fast, if I do it correctly. Okay. Go, and then to about the halfway point on this stud is where the next frame is. Okay, that gate opened a little bit too much on this side, so let's see how that looks. Yeah, there we go, that's better. Okay, now the gate can actually swing a little bit faster. Because of the rules of inertia, at this point the gate would speed up in opening. Because it's not a big, huge, heavy gate, it's not going to move slowly the whole time. That wouldn't make sense. Although technically speaking, I guess gold is really heavy. But this is heavenly gold, which is lightweight. I don't have a Bible verse for that. That's just my explanation for why I'm moving it like this. And now let's Slow down the movement. Go. Okay, that was too much movement. There we go. And just ever so slight movements now. Like, for example, that one's too much. Oh, that was way too much there. There we go. Oh, that's still way too much. There we go. And then just... Then I think one more just ever so slight movement. And then we'll be finished with the gates moving. Okay, this gate didn't move at all. There we go. Let's see how that looks. Gates swing open. Yep, I like that. Let's see, how long is the actual shot? 6 times 24 plus 2. 6 times 24 plus 2. So 146 frames. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take some extra frames. Just duplicate that. And then we'll be done for the night. And this animation will be done. Like, as far as the animating. The editing will still need to be done. But that's a tomorrow problem. Well, actually, given the time, that is definitely a today problem. But I'm not going to think about that. I'm going to ignore the fact of how late I have stayed up doing this. Okay, we have, what is it, 146 frames? Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see. How does this shot look now? Why is it asking for numlock? I'm pressing the play button. Okay, apparently I accidentally pressed that. That'll work. I like it. Export movie as shot 12, take 2. And then what I'll do is, since the last 2 shots rely on a blue screen, we'll do a quick check to make sure that the blue screen worked. We're not going to put in a sky yet. We'll just make sure that when I click remove blue, it doesn't remove anything else. Okay. I am a little worried the blue is a little brighter than it should be. But we should be fine. Okay, so we're going to pause the music and set 12-2 actually, not 13-2. Okay, so we've got that. That one's got that as well. Color. And that would be video AI tools, because for some reason green screen is considered an AI tool in this program. Why, I don't know. And it also is doing the thing where it keeps, whenever you use the color pick tool, it keeps using the color of the cursor, which I don't understand why that's a thing. There we go. Okay. Did that remove anything we didn't want it to? It'd be easier if we hid this layer. Okay, it removed a little bit of green and somehow green here. Let's see if we offset it. No, we want to leave the offset as it was. Tolerance. Okay, no, we don't want to mess with that. Let's see, let's try a darker blue. Okay, tolerance on that. Okay, no, we don't want to do that. Okay, it is not playing nice. Keeps doing the thing. Don't know why it's doing the thing with the cursor. There we go. Ah, man, it is struggling. I got it to work before. Actually, what I suppose we can do is try bumping up the blue a lot and make it darker like that, and then remove that blue. Let's try that. AI tools, chroma key, but nope. There we go. Let's see how that looks. Although, why is that white? That doesn't make sense. It should be black if we're moving that color. Oh, yes, yes. Kind of, yes. I think that this is workable.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and
This one worked relatively fine. Oh, never mind. No, it did not. What is going on? The the green screen worked like not that long ago. There's ways to fix it. That's okay. We will get it to work. It'll just require a lot of messing around later. There's ways to get green screens to work. However, on a more important note, we could just turn off the green screen for now. And then just reset the color levels. On a more important note, as far as animation goes, we are done. So let's do a test render and just see what the video looks like so far. Let's have a look.
the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
There we go. It's done. Oh, that turned out well. yeah, of course, like there still needs to be room in the editing, but the actual filming of this video is done, and I cannot think of a better way to end this stream than with the animation for this video being done. So, on that note, to all those who are awake and still here, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys for hanging out with me this late into the night. Have a good one, and remember, God is good.